What is up, guys? I got another exciting announcement. I just picked the winner for the orange camo Bell MX9. That is going to John Maloney. But I got some more exciting news. I got a second Bell MX9 in a even cooler color. In my opinion, this is the kind of purple, I don't know if it's camo, but the purple color. As you can see, awesome. Same thing, brand new, never used, size large. All you got to do is subscribe if you want to win it. I'm going to announce the winner in a month, send it to your house free of charge. Also, I got a brand new, never used 1-up chain guide. Once again, never used, really tidy and simple and lightweight. I just already have one, so I don't need it. All you got to do is subscribe. I'm going to pick the winner for this probably in a couple weeks. Notify you, ship it to your house. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is a way for me to show thanks. And anyways, on to the video. Ronan Dunn rides that track like he is punishing it for disappointing him. He might be the most aggressive rider on the World Cup circuit right now. When you see him ride, you know he has got one intention, one gear, one level of intensity, and that is fully pinned. He was within a fraction of a second to ultimately who won qualifying, and that is Asa Vermette. Talk about shots fired. Asa showing all of the elite, best in the world riders, the Loic Brunis, the Ronan Dunns, the Jackson Goldstones, that I might be in the junior category for now, but I am coming for you, and I am not coming to participate. I'm coming to take over. He is headhunting, and it is just, wow, talk about a lights out first inaugural performance at Hardline. I can guarantee you, he is sending a message to Jackson that I'm coming for you. Loic Bruni, I'm coming for you. Enjoy your spot and time at the top, because I am going to smash you guys when I get into Elite. This is just a little taste of what's to come. Asa Vermette, unbelievably impressive. Asa, Ronan, and Jackson Goldstone were the top three qualifiers. Shout out to Connor Fearon in fourth. Man, there is something about Australian tracks that really enables this sort of, I believe he's still on flat pedals, to showcase. Also, he's no longer on Forbidden. I'm pretty sure I saw him on a V10. He's not racing the full World Cups. It's a tough business to make it into, but do not question the dude's riding ability. Fourth place in a essentially miniature World Cup. So the qualifying positions run as such. We got Asa in the top spot, Ronan Dunn in second. They were separated by like less than a tenth of a second. The margins of Elite downhill racing is just hilarious. You're talking about they're essentially finishing the run in the exact same time. If you were to overlap their runs, I don't know what 0.1 of a second relates to in terms of positioning, but it might be like, 6 inches ahead of it. Like, it's incredible. Two different riders, two different bikes, two different riding styles, although Asa is also really aggressive. But it's just funny how close it is. So Jackson was I would say, slightly surprising 3 seconds back. This is his first race. I'm not getting worried whatsoever. Slow burn. And like I said, could Jackson win the finals? Absolutely. Could he get second or third? Again, yes. Downhill is not like other sports. Downhill results tend to be so chaotic because as a duration of an event shortens, it becomes way more difficult to predict because one slip of the pedal, one overshooting of a berm or a turn, slip in the front wheel, and you're no longer winning. And I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's why we've never seen an undefeated season in the history of downhill, I believe, ever. Even Gwynn's best is because the margins are just microscopic. It's not a 2-hour football game or a 3-hour baseball game where you can make mistakes and then recover, and that's just not how it works. You can't. One mistake and you're losing the race. But again, this is not a big deal. I am still every ounce as hyped on Jackson as I was. Jackson is still there, first big race back, so let's take it slow. So Jackson in third, 3 seconds back. Connor Fearon, huge kudos to him. The flat pedal bro, I think he's still on flat pedals, riding a V10. I know he's not racing the full World Cups. Hopefully he comes to the US and races the Monster Energy Downhill Series. Shout out to them. Long rant on that. Troy Brosnan in fifth. I don't believe Troy Brosnan is racing for the win. watch, he'll go and win it. And I do not mean this as a discredit to his skill. He literally just won Mount St. Anne. That speaks for itself. I just think once you get a little bit older, once you get a little more mature, the three guys ahead of him are literally like 8 years younger than him. I forget how old Troy is, but he's got a kid. I think you get a little bit more, not conservative, but a little bit more strategic in what risks you do take. And ultimately, Canyon is paying Troy Brosnan for his World Cup pedigree. Red Bull Hardline is a huge event, but in the world of cycling, it does not quite match what a World Cup represents. And that's before you get into the fact that it's just a monumental increase in risk. So I don't believe Troy Brosnan is approaching it with I'm just going to throw everything into this run, go for the win. I would not be surprised to see Troy Brosnan get maybe a 4th or 5th in the final. Listen, he could win and totally put me to shame, but I believe when you get a little bit older, you get a little bit more strategic in what risks you are willing to take. It's the first race of the season. Troy has actually gotten hurt at early Australian sort of preseason races, so I'm sure he is cognizant of that. So I don't think he's really racing for the win in the way that Asa, Jackson, Ronan, and sort of the next qualifier, and that is Bernard Kerr. So he got a 5th. I am going to do a video on why there is one remaining thing that Bernard Kerr has to do to really get him into a position where he can win a World Cup. I'm not going to get into it now. He's one of the hardest working riders. He pretty much he has a hands-on role in everything in that team, from booking hotels to cooking to pit setup. And these things take a toll. It is a just fundamental reality that over the course of a race weekend, all of these accumulated activities, it might even result in an imperceptible effect on your speed, but at the top level, even a 1/10 of a second can mean the difference between winning and losing. And so I do believe that Kerr could improve and really fight for wins in World Cups. He's already won a hard line, but I think there's one possible thing that he might have to do in order to achieve that, and I'm going to do a video on it. But he could also win it. I think it would be a little bit of a surprise, since we literally have 2, arguably now 3, of the fastest riders in the world racing hardline. So I would say it would be pretty surprising if Bernard Kerr goes and wins to beat Asa, Dunn, Jackson, and Brosnan. But it is possible. I'd love to see it. It's cool seeing him win. He works harder than pretty much anyone in the sport, but you are racing arguably the 2 fastest prodigies. This is going to be a full-on fight. Jackson, Asa, and Dunn, I believe, are going to be throwing down, as is the case with Bernard Kerr. And I believe Troy Brosnan is going to be taking it a little bit more sort of cautious, the seasoned veteran. It's funny using the word veteran with Troy. I remember when he was like, he still has that kind of kid face. But anyways, Asa Vermette, shots fired to his competitors. Everybody on the World Cup that's not there, look out, because he is not coming to participate. He's coming to take over, and he has got the skills to do it. Jackson Goldstone, a little bit off qualifying, but boy, he could easily up the intensity. I don't know. He could have made a mistake for all I know. It's going to be exciting. Your likely winner is Asa, Ronan, or Jackson. It's going to be gnarly. Let's tune in. Let me know what you think. Were you surprised by the qualifying results? What were you sort of expecting? Who's your favorite to win? Lots of excitement. One of the coolest races. Let me know what you're thinking, who you got for the win, and hope you enjoyed the video.